Like you said before round one, you felt a bit crook in the guts. How do you feel now before finals?
I always get excited for finals, funnily enough. The start of the year, it's always a bit daunting. There's all these months to get a footy yet, so you've got no idea what's going to happen, whereas now we know where we stand. We're in an elimination final. The loser goes out and the winner continues on, so there's a lot of excitement and expectation around that, and we're really looking forward to the challenge.
You have a genuine belief that these guys can shake up September and achieve something this year?
I've got a genuine belief when we play our best footy, we're mighty hard to beat. So I think that's a good confidence for the playing group to have coming into the finals, because they really believe that as well. Statistically, I don't know whether you guys follow that, but we're in a pretty healthy space. Not that matters, it's just statistics. You've got to go out and do the job, and finals is all about what you do on the day as another season begins. But in terms of preparation, outside of the fact that we didn't finish top four, we're in good shape.
Jack Payne, he's obviously played last weekend. Is it as simple as he comes straight back in, or do you have to see something from him, or what's your thought process?
We just need to have a look in the train today. He was obviously on Tuesday. He was modified, mainly from a precautionary perspective, because that was the first game that he's played for a while, so he's naturally a little bit sorer than normal. We'll see how he trains today and make a decision this afternoon. It's not that easy. I think Garry Joyce has really performed really well in the time that he's been in the team, so that'll be the discussion this afternoon, but it's nice to know that Jack is available.
How does the sort of the question marks around Carlton's team, you almost don't know who you're going to play. There could be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 coming back. How difficult does that make them to prepare for?
Well, we don't want to make Carlton's problem our problem. So what we're basically doing is focusing on ourselves. It won't change the way we pick our team. It won't change the way we play the game. We know the way that they like to play. They're not going to change that. We're not going to change the way we play. So, we'll just focus on ourselves. I understand all the debate. I'll name their team tonight, and we'll work it out from there.
Bruce Reville has shown a lot this year when he's played. Have you seen enough from him to suggest he could be ready?
So he played in the reserves final last weekend. He probably had a quieter day than we would have liked, but we also know sometimes you don't take notice of form. Sometimes you just go with what you know about the player and trust them to rise to the occasion. So he's in the mix. Whether he gets there or not, we're not sure, but he's certainly one we'll talk about.
Did you feel any fatigue, either physical or mental, from your players at the end of the season? You sort of had the couple of losses and then the sort of patchy performance against Essendon. Do you feel like it was a nice time to have a break now that you've had a bit of time to look
I think I'm not a big believer in the pre-finals bye, but I reckon it probably has helped us this year. Because we had to go pretty hard for 3 months there. Like every game was like a final, and we didn't do as well as we would have liked against the Giants and Collingwood. I thought the Essendon game was a good turn in the right direction, to be honest with you. Like, it was a 32-shot game to about a 17-shot game. And that's as big a differential against an Essendon side as there's been this year. So outside of finishing, I thought we played a really good game. And I think you probably talk about the last quarter, and they kicked 5 goals and we kicked 4 points. But sometimes when you get to that last home and away game, and the players know they've got the game and they're keeping, they're in a little bit of protection mode to make sure they're right for finals. And it doesn't matter what you say to them as a coach at three-quarter time. Sometimes they just back off a little bit, even if it's a subconscious thing. So I'm not too concerned about that. That was the only bad patch of the game. The rest of it was really good.
What do you think your players have learned from? You've had 5 years of finals. We know how close you got last year. What do you think they've learned, or any lessons they'll take from that?
Lots of things, but finals, I know all the coaches talk about it, come down to moments, getting as many moments right as you can, because they're tight, contested, high pressure sort of games, and every player gets put to the test at one stage or another. So it's more about moments. I mean, what we've played now, 12 finals in the last 5 years. We've won 5 of them, lost 7 of them, but our last 6 we've won 4 of them and lost to Granny by 4 points. So we're getting better at playing in finals. So I think that's really good evidence that we know what to do when the time comes now.
Chris, what's the message to the younger guys like the Wills and the Logan Morrises maybe shadow if he plays about their first final series?
Yeah, well, we had a good talk about that on Monday with the whole group. You don't have to go out and do anything special. Finals is all about being reliable, not remarkable. And for those boys to think they have to do anything more than what they do in a normal home and away game would be a big mistake by them. So really, it's about the collective group just doing what they need to do in any given moment. So that's the message that we gave those boys. Hopefully that'll keep them calm and they'll get out there and just play like they normally do.
It's interesting, Sam Dockley's coming back after 183 days from an ACL. Kitty Coleman did his ACL in the same game as Sam did.
Yeah.
He doesn't look ready to come back. It's quite an achievement, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess they're all a little bit different, healing rates and the severity of the actual injury. Sometimes players have complications outside of just the ACL itself, whether it be with cartilage or other ligaments. So I don't know the details of Sam's injuries, but he's obviously worked very hard, and good luck to him if he's coming back into play this week. It's a huge game to be coming back in and playing a game of footy after you haven't done it for 6 months, but they obviously have the confidence they can do it, and as I said before, really what Carlton do is their business.
Chris, how do you look back on that first game and also the final here last year when you ended their season? Do you think that you're going to match up well against them?
Yeah, I mean, they've been both good games, haven't they? Like, they jumped us in the final last year. We jumped them in round one this year, and the results were reversed. So we know there's a good contest coming our way. They would be buoyed by the fact that they thought they'd lost their finals opportunity potentially, and then suddenly they had it back. So that'll give them lift. So we know that they're going to jump out of the blocks and come hard at us, but we're preparing to come out of the blocks equally as hard. So it should be a good final. I mean, what do you take out of those two games? Not a whole lot, because one was 6 months ago and the other one was 12 months ago. So we'll renew acquaintances on Saturday night when the siren goes, and see what happens after 2 or 3 hours of pretty fiercely contested footy, I would imagine.
Saw Lachie and George Hewitt get into it a few times back in round one here, particularly the stoppage. Is there anything that I guess that you say to make sure that Hewitt doesn't get under his skin or anything like that?
Lachie cops that every week, so it's not like we want to talk to him about it. He knows it's coming his way because he's a champion. So unfortunately, that's what champions have to put up with, and hopefully, whoever goes to him, if anyone does, whatever they do, and hopefully the umpires have got their eyes open and notice a few things as well.